Hi, welcome to Karen Yatsko Astrology. My name is Karen Yatsko, and we're doing another Real Housewives birth chart, and today is Jen Shah.
In this town, I'm Queen Bee and MVP.
I really want to get into this one, so I'm just going to quickly go through the info. I have that she was born on October 4th, 1973 in Salt Lake City, Utah. No time. And I got this from allfamous.org. So let's just do it. Because there's so much here.
I don't think she's behaving this way for no reason at all.
Okay, so here is her chart. I'm kind of experimenting with not even putting in like a 12 o'clock, saying that I don't know the time. So it doesn't put in houses, which is kind of easier for me to read because then I don't get sucked into the idea that it is in this house. So if the chart looks a little weird, it's because there's no houses here. But this is the lovely chart. So over here we have her sun, which is in Libra. And Libra is the sign of the law.
You've been charged with wire fraud and money laundering.
So that's fun. And there's a very interesting dynamic with Libra, because if you usually just look up like words for Libra, you'll see things like beauty and fairness and getting lost in other people and sharing and all this type of stuff. But when you really think about what Libra is, it's the balances. So obviously, like if you're working on yourself, you want those balances to be in check. But it's very possible for one to win out. It's very common for a Libra to just choose one way and ignore the other side and decide not to do the balance. That's kind of what I'm thinking for Jen.
You're killing him! Shut the up! He is crazy! Shut the up about Mary! Okay, shut up about Mary! I don't give a Do you understand? Her! I'm surprised she didn't pick up Whitney and throw Whitney. It's not necessary! Oh, it's not necessary!
You know, at this point we're only 2 episodes into this season, but
To do with the bullshit charges against me? Disgusting!
another incredible part about this chart is her Pluto is conjunct her sun. So you have the sun, the present, and Pluto, which is all about death and rebirth. And Pluto really can reveal things because it is this planet that is so much about going deep and making things come from nothing into something type of energy. And I wonder if this Pluto and Sun is like, well, first of all, there is this element of needing to constantly change and kind of to constantly be working on yourself a little bit. I mean,
I know I have things to change, and I'm going to work on that.
I don't think it worked, but when she was talking about Sharif almost leaving her because of her.
Get of here!
What happened?
These mother bitches, let's go! Get my purse, get my fucking phone, let's go!
Let's go.
I'm kind of scared to talk to Coach Shah. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. Like, is this like the last straw? Is this like the final, like he's done?
You know, that's another way to spur on, like, okay, I need to change. So that could be that element. But there is also just like this revealing part about yourself, and like, are you going to come out from this and really heal? And purify is also used a lot for Libra. So, you know, nothing else has worked so far, so maybe jail can help? I don't know. Anyway, that's a really very powerful combination. Looking at her moon, it is over here in Capricorn. And having a moon in Capricorn has a lot to do with ambition. Oftentimes, that'll have to do with achievement. Sometimes there's like a controlling aspect to it, and sometimes that achievement and this wanting to like really work hard type of energy, and like wanting to be the boss can come off pretty cold. I don't actually view Jen as being cold. I think this has more to do with her ambition and wanting to be in charge of things. And, you know, the choices she made to make that happen.
Can we talk about the hundreds of lives she has ruined?
Yeah. So that's a little about the two mains. Her chart is very interesting because she does have a lot of significant like connections. As you can tell, it's like an interesting shape. But the thing that really sticks out to me is that she has 3 inconjuncts, which I'm just gonna say now because I don't like the other word. And people have inconjuncts, it's not that weird, but having 3 is a little uncommon. Most people will have like 1, sometimes 2. 3 is kind of a lot, actually. So that was kind of the first thing that stuck out to me. So I'm just gonna run through those, actually. One of the first ones to look at is Jupiter up here and Saturn, and you can tell it's inconjunct because of this long, the green space line. So when they're inconjunct, it means they're 150 degrees apart. And basically when that happens, those 2 planets do not know how to work together. They don't know how to talk. It would be nice if you got them to work together, but it is not easy. It is very hard, and for a lot of people it doesn't happen. For a lot of times, you're not gonna connect the 2. And Jupiter is the planet of like expansion and yes and growth and all those nice big, trying to reach for your limits type of thing. And Saturn is all about limits, and Saturn is about testing. It really brings in the like, okay, let me throw doesn't really throw a curveball at you, but let's make this hard. You have to work hard with Saturn. It's not gonna give it to you. You have to work with it. And she has them in conjunct. So oftentimes, like, especially when you're younger, it's really, really difficult because it can feel very, like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Like, it just feels like you're not really getting anywhere. And Jupiter is in Aquarius, which does have a lot to do with digital technology. So she ran with that. And Cancer has a lot to do with caring, really, and it has a lot to do with family. And I do think she cares a lot about her family.
Not seeing Rafi or Omar for 8 years. Do you know how f***ing scared I am?
If I heard Jen's family, oh my gosh, what do we think would happen?
Disrespecting family? Are you kidding me right now?
And I don't think that care expands much further.
That's what happens when you film me in the bathtub.
But these planets of like wanting to be the planets that, needing to check that exponential growth of Jupiter, of Saturn, is not connected. So I think we see that. Another thing that Saturn is in conjunct is Neptune. And this is actually Neptune. So with Neptune, that is all about dreams. It is about, believing the impossible can happen. And it's in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is even more about like, let's aim for the stars. Like, let's go as high as we can, and then once we get there, let's go even higher. It really wants to travel and get places and achieve. And so having, again, that planet of testing and wanting to make sure we're setting limits and boundaries so then you can put checks on those dreams was not happening. And then the last one, we have Neptune in conjunct Mars. And Mars is in Taurus, and it is actually retrograding. So teeny tiny R right here lets us know that. And when we have Mars, that is the planet of like battle and fighting for what you believe in.
I'm trying to defend my f***ing vagina!
And she has Taurus here. And Taurus, it's very stubborn. It's, you know, they don't like movement, shall I say. But it's also a lot about comfort. So I can see this type of wanting to have a good, comfortable life type of thing. And maybe why that doesn't line up with her dreams. So then it kind of ends up, you know, as fraud.
You're f***ing fraudulent!
Who's calling who a fraud? Love you, baby. Bye.
I can see that. I can see that happening. But yeah, those are a little bit about the inconjuncts. The other things that we can kind of look at are Jupiter is also connected with that Sun and Pluto. So they're trine each other. So it's actually a very beautiful combination because when you have these blue trine lines, it is all about ease, and it's kind of so easy for you. It can be like a talent, it can be luck, it can be a lot of things that you don't really have to think about it. So her personality, that ever-changing element of herself, is working well with her wanting to expand and grow in all these areas. And having them connected can also mean that that can grow into complacency if it's not checked. And we know it isn't checked because of the inconjunct here. So trines are beautiful things, but if you don't tend to them, you can get complacent and take it for granted. And then when you do have some kind of challenge in your life, you crumble.
I am trying. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So that's a little bit about that connection. I also did want to talk about how it's connected to Saturn because those were in the inconjuncts as well. So Saturn here is square the Sun and Pluto. So with that square, that means it's not an easy connection. So when you have something that's square, they're kind of like egging each other on a little bit is the way you can look at it, of like, I'm gonna do it. No, you do it. No, I'm gonna do it. You do it. No, you do it. It's like kind of like a game of chicken almost. And they don't know how to work together really. So again, that planet testing doesn't know how to work with her personality. It seems like she just doesn't know. She's definitely had hardships in her life. That's not what I mean, even though I haven't said it yet.
Do I think Jen has some shit going on in her life that's not positive? Yes, I do.
But it seems like that planet that was supposed to keep her in check in life, that's supposed to keep everybody in check in life, really has some difficult connections. And we see that. So that's Jen.
Are you comfortable? Are you kind of?
I mean, I'm a little bit not comfortable.
Are you?
but-
Yeah, because you're, yeah, I feel like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully you'll get there.
I don't even remember what I thought of her last season.
Who doesn't trust Jen? Raise your hand.
I thought she was fine. I did not think she was Shah amazing.
I know. I did not say that. I know, but I'm done.
But I'm very excited to watch what's coming up because we know she gets arrested like at the beginning of a girls' trip, so it's not the end of the season. It's definitely somewhere in the middle, so we can have a lot of fallout from it. Bye.
Out of here.